Heart of Darkness by Joseph Conrad is a novella published in 1899 and is one of the most celebrated and discussed works in English literature. The novella explores complex themes such as imperialism, the clash of cultures, and the dark side of human nature, set against the backdrop of European colonization of Africa. Here is a comprehensive review, and we will cover its plot, themes, characters, and stylistic elements. So let's start with plot summary. The story is narrated by Marlowe, a seaman who recounts his journey into the African Congo, where he is tasked with finding Mr. Kurtz, a mysterious and influential ivory trader. Marlowe's journey up the Congo River reveals the brutal effects of European colonization and exposes him to the darkness within human souls. Introduction. The novella opens with Marlowe on a ship in the Thames, telling his story to a group of friends. He begins by describing his appointment to captain a steamboat for a Belgian ivory trading company. Journey up the river. Marlowe travels to Africa and experiences firsthand the horrors of colonization. He sees enslaved Africans treated with extreme cruelty, European agents abusing power, and a landscape marked by greed and violence. His journey deeper into the Congo is both a physical and symbolic descent into the heart of darkness within the human soul. Meeting Kurtz. As Marlowe moves up the river, he hears fragmented, almost mythic tales of Kurtz, who is admired by some and feared by others. Kurtz, once an idealistic and educated man, has become corrupted, ruling over the native population as a godlike figure and committing atrocities to amass more ivory. His famous last words, the horror, encapsulate his realization of his own moral degradation and the depravity around him. Return to civilization. After Kurt's death, Marlowe returns to Europe, but he struggles to reconcile his experiences in Africa with the shallow pretensions of European society. In the end, Marlowe is left with lingering questions about civilization and morality. Let's discuss its themes now. Imperialism and colonization is the first theme. Conrad critiques European imperialism, exposing its brutality and hypocrisy. While colonizers claim to bring civilization, they instead bring suffering, violence, and exploitation. Conrad illustrates the hollow justification of imperialism through Marlowe's disillusionment and Kurt's descent into savagery. The darkness of human nature. Conrad delves into the idea that beneath the veneer of civilization lies a primal and ruthless side of human nature. Marlowe's journey becomes a metaphor for a journey within, revealing that the heart of darkness is not only in Africa but within everyone. Isolation and madness. Both Marlowe and Kurtz experience extreme isolation in the Congo, leading to existential crisis and, in Kurt's case, madness. This isolation from Western civilization enables Kurt's transformation. How lack of accountability leads people to surrender to their instincts. Moral ambiguity. The story operates in shades of grey without clear definitions of good and evil. Marlowe, as a narrator, expresses ambivalence about imperialism, civilization, and morality. Conrad suggests that truth is elusive and people often avoid confronting harsh realities. Now let's discuss its characters. Marlowe. As the protagonist, Marlowe serves as a bridge between the European readers and the African landscape he encounters. A skeptical, introspective man, he wrestles with his own complicity in imperialism and is haunted by what he witnesses. Kurtz. The enigmatic Kurtz is the heart of the story. Initially an idealist with noble intentions, he becomes consumed by power and greed. He is a tragic figure who embodies both the ideals and corruption of imperialism, becoming a cautionary tale of what happens when power is unchecked. The Russian Harlequin. A young Russian trader loyal to Kurtz, he represents the naivety and idealism that Marlowe once had. His admiration for Kurds reveals how easily people can fall under the spell of charismatic leaders even as they carry out brutal actions. The intended Kurds' fiancée in Europe, she represents the civilized society that Kurds left behind. Her naivety and idealized perception of Kurds further underscores the contrast between appearances and reality. If we talk about symbolism and motives in this novella, then the first symbol is darkness and light. Darkness symbolizes the unknown, moral ambiguity, and the evil lurking within humanity, while light typically symbolizes civilization and truth. However, Conrad inverts these associations. European civilization brings darkness to Africa, questioning the legitimacy of Western superiority. The second symbol is the Congo River. The river is both a literal pathway into Africa's interior and a symbolic journey into Morlow's psyche and the heart of human darkness. Its meandering and unpredictable nature reflects Marlowe's growing sense of confusion and dread. The ivory symbol, a symbol of greed and exploitation. Ivory is the driving force behind European presence in the Congo. Its value corrupts and ultimately leads to Kurds' moral degradation. And the other symbol is the fog. Frequently mentioned during Marlowe's journey, the fog obscures the landscape and reflects the uncertainty Marlowe feels as he approaches Kurds and the unknown truths about humanity. As far as its style and narrative technique is concerned, it has framed narrative. The story is told through a framed narrative with Marlowe recounting his journey to other characters, which adds layers of meaning and interpretation. This technique allows Conrad to explore Marlowe's complex feelings and helps readers distance themselves from the story's disturbing elements. Ambiguity and unreliable narration. Conrad's language is deliberately vague and ambiguous, mirroring Marlowe's own uncertainty and the moral ambiguity he faces. The reliability of Marlowe as a narrator is questioned, adding to the overall sense of mystery. And it has impressionistic language. Conrad uses rich, descriptive language to create an atmosphere of mystery and foreboding. The shifting perspectives, fragmented sentences, and sensory overload that Marlowe experiences help readers feel the chaos and oppression of the Congo. Its critical reception and legacy. The Heart of Darkness has been praised for its psychological depth and critique of imperialism. However, it has also faced criticism for its portrayal of Africa and Africans. Notably, Chinua Achebe, a prominent Nigerian writer, condemned the novella for its dehumanizing depictions, calling it racist and criticizing its Eurocentric viewpoint. Conrad's novella remains influential, inspiring adaptations like Francis Ford Coppola's film Apocalypse Now, which transports the story to the Vietnam War. Heart of Darkness is studied not only for its historical context but also for its exploration of timeless issues, power, morality, and the inherent complexities of human nature. And if we conclude the whole critical analysis or summary of this novella, we can say that Heart of Darkness endures as a powerful, thought provoking work that challenges readers to reflect on the nature of civilization, imperialism, and human depravity. While controversial, it opens a discussion about the impact of colonialism and the psychological and ethical consequences of unchecked power. Conrad's depiction of humanity's dark heart serves as a grim reminder that the line between civilization and savagery is thin and easily crossed, and that darkness, as Marlowe discovers, lies within us all.